Do you know someone who is functional on the outside, but fractured on the inside? Protesting. Is it changing anything? Let's start thinking differently. If protests really worked, there would be visible change. We are still protesting. There has been no change. Actually, things have been getting worse. Why? Because when we are anti something, whatever we are anti has to exist. Healing with the Rev podcast is going to bring you comfort, build community, and give you some inspiration to move forward. Pro peace. For those of you who are old enough to remember who Mother Teresa was, Mother Teresa during the Vietnam War was asked to come to an anti-war rally. She said, I will not be there, but when you have a peace rally, invite me, I will come. She understood the difference between anti whatever and peace. So let's be for peace. And peace does not mean sitting on your butt doing nothing. It's very active. I'm Reverend Teresa Heipel. I am your host of Healing with the Rev podcast. I have lost loved ones to death. I am here to honor your faith tradition, and here you can find peace, calm, and clarity. Peace starts with community building, one person at a time, standing for something rather than against something. When we stand for, we're taking a stance for what we want. Anti-war, anti-ICE, or whatever is going on today as you are listening to this, whatever we are anti really does have to exist. We're giving power over to whatever it is we are wanting to not exist. If we want to abolish something, we need to be pro whatever that is. For this, we want pro peace. We want to be for peace. I don't think anyone would argue with me about that, but they haven't changed their mindset from something negative to something positive. So let's build something positive in this world. Peace building starts with faith. Whatever your faith is, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Islam, or anything else, I say have a faith in a higher power somewhere, because life gets difficult. And when life gets difficult, sometimes we don't know what to do with that. Building with faith, people are coming together. They're learning together. They're expounding their beliefs. They're expounding justice. And aren't we all wanting social justice? Seriously. Drum circles. It's a great way to release pent-up emotions. At my church, we have a drum circle. And when I go there, I can pound on the djembe drums, as you'll see on this picture. There's a lot of djembe drums. It's a great way because you can come up with your own rhythm and you can come up with your own chant in your head. It's pretty awesome. The podcast format, we're going to have real stories. I'm probably going to be talking more than doing interviews. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things. I'm going to give you some practical tips and some uplifting interviews as we go along. Expressions of heartache, honoring our pain. This woman is feeling the weight of her loss. Whatever that loss is, she is not sure she wants to face reality. Sometimes reality is really difficult because reality is not someplace where we want to be. But we are here and we are now. And if you're listening to this, you're paying attention. So you are present in this moment. She appears to be afraid to see what is in front of her, whether she lost a spouse or a friend or a child or lost a job, gone into retirement, doesn't know what to do with her time. There's so many different kinds of ways of heartache, so many expressions of heartache. And whatever you're feeling, know that you are in great company and everything you feel is all good. And so I would ask you to continue to watch these podcasts because they're going to be informative. Some of them are about loss of some sort. Some of them are about these protests and peace and how we can move forward. Honor yourself by doing what is right for you in the moment. Welcome back to Steady by Design. I'm Teresa, and today I want to talk about that feeling when your to-do list has a to-do list. Your brain won't stop. Your body is running on fumes, and every time you sit down to focus, three more things demand your attention. Overwhelm, stress, the particular flavor of modern exhaustion that comes from having too much, moving too fast, and never quite feeling caught up. If you are nodding your head right now, you are in exactly the right place. Surface it. Let's get honest about what this feels like. Overwhelm is sneaky because it doesn't always feel like one big thing. It feels like 1,000 small things, none of which is individually that bad, that collectively have buried you. It might look like standing in the middle of a room and not knowing where to start. A list that keeps growing faster than you can complete it. Brain fog, emotional reactivity, snapping at people you love over small things, a pervasive sense that you are failing even when you're working harder than you ever have. In the body, tension across the shoulders and upper back, shallow chest breathing, that low-grade hum of anxiety that never fully goes away. Trouble sleeping even when you're exhausted. Sound familiar? I want you to put a hand on your chest right now. Just feel your own heartbeat for a moment. That rhythm, steady, consistent, beating without you having to think about it, is your body doing exactly what it was designed to do. You don't have to figure everything out right now. You just have to be here right now. Understand it. What's really happening when we're overwhelmed? Here's the physiology. When your brain perceives more demands than your current capacity can handle, it activates a low-level stress response. Not full panic, but a sustained state of alertness that floods your system with cortisol and keeps you in a kind of perpetual low-grade emergency mode. And here's the cruel irony. That state actually reduces the very cognitive function you need to solve the problems causing the stress. Overwhelm makes you less effective, which creates more overwhelm. But here's what I've learned from 15 years of grief and healing work. Overwhelm is almost always a signal from the body that something needs to change. Not necessarily everything, but something. It might be a boundary that needs to be set, a task that needs to be delegated or dropped, an expectation, your own or someone else's, that needs to be renegotiated. Or sometimes it's simpler than that. Sometimes overwhelm is just your body saying, you haven't stopped. You need to stop. Just for a moment, just long enough to remember who you are when you're not performing productivity. When we come back from the break, we will talk about move through it and anchor it. Let's pause here for just a moment. This is what I call the steady moment. A pause to remember that peace in the world begins with peace inside us. One thing I've learned from working with people over many years is that the world does not become peaceful through more reaction. It becomes peaceful through more steadiness. When your nervous system is regulated, your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become wiser, and your presence alone begins to influence the people around you. That's the work I do through what I call steady by design. I help people regulate stress, restore clarity, and return to peace, both in their bodies and in their lives. Because when we become steady inside ourselves, we stop reacting to chaos and begin creating stability in the world around us. And that is where real peace begins. Book your discovery call using this QR code. Now, let's continue. Welcome back. Let's move on to move through it. Move through it. One breath, one thing. I'm going to give you the only overwhelm antidote that actually works. Extreme simplicity. Not more planning, not a better system, just this. Pick one thing, the smallest possible thing, something you can do in the next 5 minutes, and do only that one thing. Before you do it, breathe. A full breath in through the nose, a slow release out through the mouth. Do that 3 times. Then one thing. This is not about solving all of it. This is about interrupting the freeze response that overwhelm creates. Action. Any action, even tiny, shifts the nervous system out of paralysis. After that one thing, notice that you did it. Let it count. Don't immediately move to the next 17 things on your list. Let the completion land. That is how you climb out of overwhelm. Not by doing everything at once, but by doing one thing and then another and then another, with breath between each one. Anchor it. The truth that overwhelm wants you to forget. You are not behind. You are human. Productivity culture has sold us the lie that if we're just organized enough, disciplined enough, efficient enough, we could get it all done. But that is not how human beings work. We need rest. We need margin. We need space between things. You do not have to earn your rest. You do not have to be fully caught up before you are allowed to breathe. Your worth is not your output. Your value is not your productivity. You are not a machine. You are a person, a whole, complex feeling person, and you deserve to treat yourself accordingly. Your anchor this week. I release the pressure to do it all. I will do the next right thing, and that is enough. If you have enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe here. Your follow and subscribe allows me to make better quality content for you. I will bring in guests on occasion. If this message resonates with you, I bring the Steady by Design framework to organizations, communities, and events that want to lead with clarity instead of reaction. I'd love to continue the conversation. Thank you for being here. The Overwhelmed Pathway Inside Steady by Design will walk you through this at your own pace with grounding audio at every phase. Steady by Design is available in beta at http://steady-by-design.netlify.app. Until next time, stay steady. You were designed for this.